Hi everyone, today I'm going to share with you 3 REITs ETF clock steady gains in monthly turnover. Now these are the 3 REITs ETF. The first one is a Philip Exjac APAC Dividends Leaders REITs ETF. So this REITs ETF actually tracking the IH APAC exclude Japan Dividends Leaders REITs Index. The fund actually focuses on the REITs across the Asia Pacific. Now the second one is a nickel arm straight trading Asia exclude Japan REITs ETF. So basically this REITs ETF consists of 70% of the fund are from Exjac listed REITs, and then followed by 30% from Hong Kong, China and Malaysia REITs. So lastly is Lion Philip S REITs ETF. So this is 100% Exjac listed REITs ETF. So according to this report, this is the first REITs ETF in the world with Singapore REITs accounting for 100%. Alright, so this is another So basically, if you compare the blue line and the green line, which represent STI index return. So in fact, IHS REITs Leader Performer Index perform better than the STI index. So if you are intend to invest in STI ETF, you might want to reconsider after watching this video. So this information just to tell you that monthly turnover of the 3 REITs ETF. So if you look at March 2020, that was the higher turnover because that was the big sell down during that time. So that's why a lot of investor buying during that time. So this is the most interesting part. 3 ETF have average a dividend yield of 5.2% in Singapore dollar term. Alright, so average is around 5.2% dividend yield, and these details actually show the fund size. So the ETF do have USD currency, so do take note, and the most important is the stock code. Alright, because some of the trading platform you have to key in the stock code in order to search for this ETF. And do remember, nickel arm straight trading is CFA, the stock code, and then followed by Lion Philip S REIT ETF is CLR, and Philip Exjac APAC Dividend Leaders REITs ETF for Sing dollar is BJY. Now with this information, we know that the average dividend yield for these 3 REITs ETF is around 5.2%. So the next thing we want to know, what are their performance like. So if you have a Poem trading account, you can click on chart and then you can compare 3 different REITs ETF, the performance. So the CRR stock code represent Lion Philip S REITs ETF, which represent the yellow line, and then followed by CFA, the stock code, nickel arm straight trading Asia REITs ETF represent the blue line, and lastly the stock code for BYJ is actually Philip APAC Dividend REITs ETF represent the green line. So if you look at this chart, basically it's very obvious. The yellow line is actually perform better than the other 2 REITs ETF. So like what I mentioned, the yellow line represent Lion Philip S REITs ETF. The blue line again is nickel arm straight trading Asia REITs ETF, and lastly the green line is Philip APAC Dividend REITs ETF. So you might want to ask me, what does this mean by negative 20% for green line? It means that the green line is still down by 20% as compared to their previous high. So again, green line represent Philip APAC Dividend REITs ETF. Now we know that the yellow line, which is Lion Phillips S-REITs ETF, performed better than the other two ETF. So the next thing we want to see their portfolio. Okay, let us go to their fact sheet. Okay, so this is Lion Phillips S-REIT ETF fact sheet. Okay, you will see their individuals Singapore REITs. Okay, so basically we want to know the top two REITs investment portfolio. So what you can do is that you can go to this their website, Mapletree Logistics, under asset portfolio. Okay, you will see you know, where is their portfolio invested in. So basically they invest in a different country. Okay, so it means now a lot of new you know, investor beginners thought that you know, Singapore REITs is only invest in Singapore portfolio, but in fact if you look at their portfolio, so they do have you know, overseas portfolio. So it does not mean that they only invest in Singapore all right. So the other one is Ascendas REITs. Okay, so let us take a look at their portfolio. So they do have portfolio in United Kingdom, okay, UK, US, and lastly Australia. Right, so they do have portfolio in other countries. Okay, and of course there are some individual REITs only have you know, a Singapore portfolio. So basically if you want to know their portfolio, you can actually go to their company website and you will know where do they invest in. All right, so the next thing that you might want to ask is that when do they pay dividends? Okay, so basically for these Lions Phillips S-REITs, they actually pay you twice a year. Okay, that means 5.4% dividend yield. They split to 2 times. All right, and they pay you twice a year. So which month is that? So this is a corporate actions page. Okay, you can refer to their past record. For example, in 2019, last year, right? So the first dividend payout was January. Okay, and then followed by July. So they usually pay in January and July, right? So this is some of the informations. Okay, and the next thing I want to show you is that if you are trying to search for this counter, okay, do remember, like what I mentioned, the stock code is important. So in your Podium trading account, under the search field, you can key in the stock code CLR. Okay, so you make sure you choose the, what we call it, the icons, purple icon, ETF Lion Phillips S-REITs. Right, so you double click on it. So the minimum lot size is actually 100 share. Okay, you can key in 100 share minimum lot size or 1000 share, up to you. All right, so payment type cash or SRS. So if you have SRS, okay, you can use your SRS to pay for this ETF. All right, so this is what I want to share with you. Okay, and I hope you learned something new today. So please do remember to subscribe our YouTube channel. Okay, click subscribe here so that you can get our latest video if you have subscribed for it. All right, so thank you for watching and I hope to see you in next video. Bye.